All right, so you want to do the potato cleanse. Amazing. I think you should. I've actually had quite a few friends, and my husband's had some friends too, who've inquired about what it takes to do it and how onerous it is. So I'm going to break it down for you. First of all, I'm not a dietitian, a nutritionist, a doctor. I didn't create the potato cleanse. I'm just a girl who did it and lost 10 pounds and felt good. So this is just my personal experience. It is not medical advice in any way. But if you want to do the potato cleanse, I think you will find it is an amazing way to show you how poor your diet is, because I always said, "Oh, my diet's so great. I don't know why I'm gaining weight." Meanwhile, I'm like pouring corn chips down my throat while I watch TV at 9 p.m. So it's a great way to kind of give you a real view of how poor your diet was and how much you need to improve that. And it's also a great way to cut sugars, wheats, dairies, even oils and fats out of your diet all at one time. Just get rid of it, and then you can slowly add them back in once you come off the cleanse. So we did it for 2 weeks. I lost about 10 pounds. My husband lost 13 pounds, and we've continued to eat a very high carb, low fat diet since then. So if you want to start the potato cleanse, number one, buy a bunch of potatoes. I know that sounds stupid, but I was going to the grocery store every 2 to 3 days to get more potatoes. So over 2 weeks, my husband and I ate 11 10-pound bags of potatoes, about 5 pounds of purple potatoes, another 5 pounds of Japanese sweet potatoes, and probably about 30 sweet potatoes on their own. That's a lot of potatoes. It's a lot. So just stock up at the beginning so that you're going to have a lot. Buy russets, buy yellow, buy red, buy baby potatoes, buy whatever kind of potatoes you want. Buy more than you think you're going to need, maybe 1 week at a time. Then you're also able to eat a lot of non-starchy vegetables. These were saviors to me when I was getting sick of eating potatoes. I think you need to have a lot of this on hand as well. So I'm talking lettuce, onions, garlic, peppers. We ate a lot of peppers. Cucumbers, celery, artichoke, zucchini. We ate zucchini at least every other day. Spinach, that's a great one to add in as well. Leeks, if you're going to make like a potato leek soup. So all of that I want you to get as well, about a week at a time. Really stock up so it's on hand. Carrots, those were great for a little snack. So it's all on hand and it's ready to be eaten. The next thing that I want you to stock up on and make sure you have in your house are spices. They are the savior to the potato. So I stocked up on paprika, chili powder, garlic salt, this really delicious chipotle salt that I found at my local grocery store, which is a Metro if you're in Canada. Salt itself, I really like Himalayan pink sea salt, but there's lots of salts that you can get. Pepper, turmeric, basil, the sky's the limit. Any kind of spice that you enjoy is really going to enhance the potato experience when you're on the potato diet. And then finally, I want you to stock up on sauces. So we went through a lot of ketchup. Potatoes and ketchup go really well. We had this really delicious hot sauce too that both of us enjoyed. And we had quite a few other condiments, but one thing I really loved, and you can see it right there in the corner, is strained tomatoes. So I had never purchased these before, but you can buy them in a glass jar. They're beside the Perrier right there. And they're on the bottom shelf of the pasta sauces in the grocery store. And they're pretty inexpensive. I pay about $1.50 Canadian for a jar. They're pretty big, and I use them all the time. When you add the spices into it, it really enhances the flavor. It makes you feel like you're eating a pasta sauce, and it's very satiating. So that's what you need to stock up on, and I wish that I'd done a better job of stocking up, and so I wasn't constantly having to run to the store. After you've done all that stocking up, though, you have to make sure that you have time. So either you're going to prep your meals the night before, or you're going to get up early like I did. I was getting up at 5 a.m. and making breakfast and lunch because both my husband and I work, and I was getting all of that ready. You have to be prepared that way, and there's just no way around it. I know I'd heard people say, well, I just pop a potato into the microwave, but unless you're at home, and that's a possibility, you have to be prepared. Find a few recipes that you like. I have a few that I really like, and I'll link them down below. And just make them yours. So even if you have a potato recipe, like a potato leek soup recipe that you like, cut out, any of the dairy, cut out any of the oils, adapt it, and, continue to make it. And I think it makes the potato cleanse easier when you're not just eating microwaved potatoes or potatoes that you baked in the oven over and over and over again. Oh, I forgot salsa. Salsa is a great condiment, and I would highly recommend that you get yourself some salsa. So once you're all ready, you found a few recipes that you think you can make, you're prepared to make food ahead of time, you're prepared with all of your potatoes, you're prepared with all of your veggies, you're prepared with all of your spices, you're prepared with all of your sauces, you really need to set your mind to the fact that you will be grumpy for the first 4 days. By grumpy, I mean a terrible beast, because that's exactly what I was for the first 4 days. I was atrocious. I was yelling at people who I never yell at. I was ready to burst into tears. All of those kind of detox symptoms that you would expect to have, you will have, and then more. So be prepared for the first 4 days to not be nice. Make sure you have a plan in place to get past those first 4 days, because I promise you it will get so much easier. So those are my tips and tricks for starting the potato cleanse. Now that we've transitioned off just potatoes and we're eating things like oatmeal, you can see a bag of oatmeal right there, it is even easier. But I can't believe how much I don't really miss the wheats, and I don't really miss the sugars, and I don't really miss the oils especially. I thought, how can I cook without oil? You can cook with water, and it's actually not that hard once you get the hang of it. So set your mind to get through those first 4 days. Be prepared, have your cupboard stocked, and figure out a plan for preparing your food in advance. And I think you're going to have fantastic results.